What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to Live Your Best Life, where we teach you how to live your best life, where we give you tools and tips and all types of strategies on how to live your best life. I am your host for the night, Mario Choice, a.k.a. Pastor Mario, a.k.a. Pastor Rio, a.k.a. your country dude up in this house. And, man, we're going to have a power-packed show for you on tonight. And before I get started, I got to introduce my girl from Lubbock, Texas.
Uh-oh.
The actress, the author, Cortina Action Jackson. What's happening, Cortina?
Hey. Hello.
Hey.
It's wonderful to see you.
Yes, how you feeling today?
I'm doing all right.
Well, without further ado, now, the person that I'm about to introduce, I've been knowing her for a while. She's very humble, very modest, but this girl got it going on. She got it going on, which goes on with her company also. My girl, Carla Palmer. Say what's up, Carla.
Palmer.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Mario and Cortina, for letting me be on your show today.
Yeah, and the title of this show is called Get Your Sexy Back. And she doesn't like for me to say this, but she's a fitness guru. In my opinion, she's a fitness and nutrition guru. She doesn't say it. She'll say, no, I'm not, but she is. And so on this show, we're going to be talking about her testimony and how, she had a weight loss journey. If you follow her on Facebook, we'll give you that information a little bit later on how she's always hiking in the mountains, and that just look tiring when I see her do it. She does it. She gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning, oh, my God, and goes hiking and everything. And so, but the name of her company is Get Your Sexy Back. And, Carla, what I want to start with to let our listeners know, how did you come up with that concept?
Well, yeah, it was a saying initially. So 10 years ago, I was in a relationship that wasn't the healthiest relationship. And in that relationship, the person I was with kind of stepped out of the relationship and did some things that were not very respectful. And just to make a long story short, after 2.5 years, I kind of got fed up and I went on a revenge journey. So my revenge was, it sounds silly, but I'm glad it happened because I wouldn't be where I am right now. But my revenge plan was to get really cute and sexy, lose a lot of weight because I gained a significant amount of weight in that relationship. So my plan was to lose a lot of weight and then let him watch me lose the weight and then break up with him after I had reached my goal of losing. I thought it was 25 pounds, but I needed to lose more once I realized I had lost to 25. And so as I was, seeing people, they would say, "Ooh, girl, you look good. What you doing?" And I was like, shoot, I got my sexy back. So I started saying that. And then I said, you can, if you want, you can GYSB too. You can get your sexy back too. And then people started putting it on their Facebook posts. They would be like GYSB, like when they would be working out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love it how this is catching on and it's really blessing other people. And so that's kind of how the name started, So I trademarked GYSB. I do not have a trademark for Get Your Sexy Back, but I have trademarked GYSB years ago just because I loved how catchy it was and how people really embraced the concept of getting your sexy back. And it wasn't anything sexual. It was about just being sexy with fitness and other areas of your life and working towards optimal living. So that's how the concept was birthed.
So you mean to tell me, my sister told me a little while ago, I was looking at Mary J. Blige, and I said, Marcus, she looks good. Marcus said, oh, that's that revenge body. And I'm like, that's really a thing? That's really a thing?
Yes, really a thing. But, I tell you what can happen with that. So what started off as something that was a little bit negative because, revenge and feeling, bad about something kind of like shifted as I continued to work out and like really start to focus on me and not so much on that person and how irritated and upset I was with them. Then I started to love more on me and it started to be a really beautiful experience. And that's when I decided about halfway through my weight loss this isn't even about revenge anymore. This is about how amazing I am being to myself and how my level increased and how just what a beautiful experience this is and how it can be even more beautiful if I just get rid of the person now. And that's when I just let the relationship go because I didn't have anything more to give to it, positive or negative.
So okay, now let me before I get into more personal details like where you're from and where you're living now. So you actually were staying with the guy and had planned on losing the weight, then dropping him. You didn't quit him or break up with him before you was going to lose the weight, then say, okay, I'm done with you. I got my Jane Fonda on. I'm looking like Beyonce. Now you got to go.
That was the plan. Yes. Isn't that a great plan, though? Isn't that so funny that I was really going to do that?
Man, that you know what's so funny?
Yes.
I mean, that's terrible. And I remember my sister told me, she said, Mario, a lot of times women, if they break up with you in October, they actually broke up with you that summer.
They did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
See, that's why I'm just going to go on. I ain't doing too many more relationships because now I'm paranoid now. I'm like, okay, why you doing that? Why you taking your shoes back home now? See, you ain't finna know. See, that's a problem for me. You going to take your shoes home now? Why you taking your shoes home now?
Yeah.
Okay, I see you now. Okay, you going to the gym now with your homegirls now. That's what's up? That's what's up. Okay, I'm going to go in and break this off right now for you try to, you know what I'm saying, revenge body me in the spring, and then I'm looking like a fool at the Memorial Day picnic. No, I'm not going to let that happen, but that's a great story. But just tell the people a little bit, a little history about yourself, where you're from, and a little bit about your background. Because I know all these things, but I want the listeners to be able to know about you.
Yeah, so I was originally born and raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I moved out to L.A. when I was 19 because I wanted to change, and I'd always wanted to live in L.A. because my mom had family out here. So when she would bring us out here for visits, for vacation, I just was, like, embracing the environment and, like, gosh, this is a really great place. I'd love to live out here when I'm older. And I think that just kind of sunk in. And, you know, whether it was subconscious or not, like, that was the plan. That was the ultimate plan. And I ended up moving out here at 19, and that's kind of, you know, where I stayed for a while. And then I ended up going to school in Berkeley. At Berkeley, I went to UC Berkeley, and I went there as a transfer student. So when I transferred to UC Berkeley, I was a little bit older, and I ended up being pregnant after, right after graduation. I found out I was going to be a single mom. And so I had my baby in Berkeley and ended up moving back to Tulsa when he was 1 month old and stayed in Tulsa for seven months, and then we moved back out to L.A. So I currently am living in L.A. My son is now 19. And I'm happy about the life that we have right now. It's been a long road, and we've had some challenges, but God is good, and He doesn't give us anything that we can't handle.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I had a relationship in October, so I'm going to start on my revenge body. So I got March, April. I'll give myself to June, and then I'm gonna just bust out on them and be like, "What?" Like with the suit jacket, with the shirt, with the necklace hanging over the chest hair. You know what I'm saying? With the the fitted jeans, and be like, "This is my revenge body." And thank you, Carla, for
Yep.
I'm really teasing, but I remember I first started watching your weight loss journey. Probably, this is 2019. I think it might have been 2013 or 14.
No, it's been 10 years. So did you watch the journey, or did you come on after I had lost the weight? Because I lost all the weight by
the journey.
So then that was like 2008, 2009.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, okay,
it's been a decade.
And you was taking your pictures and everything, and I was like, I see the weight just dropping off. So getting into that, I know Cortina is going to chime in. Tell us about that. Okay, when it started, what did you have to change? How difficult it was? Just take as much time as you need to just walk us through every step of that, and you know how the biking, because you do a lot. You box, you lift weights. You do a lot of biking. I mean, you're always doing something different every time I see you on social media.
Yeah. So I think initially when I started, like I said, there was a reason. You have to have a why. And ideally it will be a why that is much more positive than a revenge why. But if we're talking about my own personal journey, then it was a why that was negative, but it meant a lot to me. So that is what got me out of the bed in the morning. That is what kept me going until, like I said, it transitioned into something much more powerful, which was focusing on myself and my own personal growth. But you start with looking at your reason why and you write it down. And I had to write it down. You know, I am getting back at this person who hurt me. So you write it down, and then you look at your schedule. And you look at your schedule, and as a single mom, I was busy. I had 2 jobs. Trying to raise my son. He was much younger. Like I said, he's 19 now. This was over 10 years ago. And so I had to look at my schedule and see where I could fit in these workouts. And I had to get really creative because I was busy. I also, didn't want to spend a whole lot of time at the gym. So one of the things that helped me really was figuring out what to do at home and what I could do at home and what I could do in a short period of time. So I started thinking about things that I liked when I was younger. One of the things that I liked when I was younger, I liked to run, like sprinting. I love that. So I went to Target and I got these cones, those orange cones. I got these cones and I said, okay, what I'm going to do, talk to my brother because he used to play basketball and he's also a fitness guy. And he was like, you know what? Get your cones, do these suicides in the street. So, when you're in basketball, you do the basketball drills. So I set the cones out in the street and I would go out there in the evening, even if I only had 30 minutes. And I would do my suicides in the street. I also bought one of those steps like they had in step class with the risers. I bought that because I remember back in the day when I was working out, I loved step aerobics. And I was like, if I can't make it to step aerobics, at least I can do it at home. I also realized that I still was a really good jump roper. I love jump rope. So I bought a jump rope. Now, I wasn't that great as far as my endurance level because I was a beginner again, but I knew that I could, eventually get to a cadence that was consistent, and I could jump rope for a longer period of time. But I started off with, okay, let me jump rope for 1 minute, and then I'll rest, right? So I knew that my starting point wasn't going to be where I was going to always be, and I understood that. I wasn't in a rush, but I wanted the weight to come off. I also knew that it would if I was patient, and I think that that's what happens with a lot of people. They want to see results so quickly, and they are so quick to forget that it didn't take you a month to gain all that weight, right? Every year, if you're not consistently working out and making really good nutrition-dense choices, then each year you're probably going to gain a little bit of weight. And then you look up, and 5 or 6 years later, you want to lose 20, 30 pounds, and you want the weight to come off in 3 months. That doesn't even make a lot of sense. But so many people do that, and they get frustrated because, 1, their why isn't strong enough, and 2, they have unrealistic expectations, and they overcommit to doing, all right, I'm not going to eat any carbs, and I'll work out 7 days a week, when really your schedule doesn't even really allow for that. So for me, I had to have a strong reason why. I had to make sure my schedule fit in those workouts that were important to me, and I had to do workout activities that were exciting, workout activities that made me feel like I wanted to skip hitting the snooze button, just get up. If you're going to work out at 5 in the morning and you're going to do something that you love, currently I work out with a workout group at 5 a.m., 5:30 in the morning on Wednesdays in the mountains, and I have to get up at 4:30 to get to the mountains by 5:30, and I'm so excited. You'll see some of my Instagram stories, and I'm like, it's dark outside, but I'm ready to go. I'm super jazzed because I have found what makes my heart sing. And so I now, one of this guy named Russell I used to run with, he said you have to learn how to crave the goodness. And so I now crave the goodness because I know what the goodness is to me. And everybody's goodness is going to be different because individually we all crave different things when it comes to fitness. Everybody doesn't like spin class. Everybody doesn't like Zumba. I'm not a yoga fan. And I've tried those things. And what I like to encourage people when they're just starting out or trying to get back, figure out those things that make you happy, even if it's a challenge, because it should be a challenge or you're not going to see a result. Even if it's a challenge, you still like the activity. So making sure that it's something that calls you and you can crave that goodness. Did I say way too much? Because I know I can talk and talk.
Oh, no, that's good. No, that's some good stuff right there. That's, man. I know, Cortina, you have a question? I know you had a question.
Well, not so much as a question as I love your journey. A lot of people, like myself, do not like working out, but my why became, and I always refer to it as the depression diet, and so because I was so depressed, the weight dropped off, and I think this is where I get discouraged because the weight was dropping off without me even trying. I wasn't eating a lot, and I kept losing weight, and I loved the way I looked after that. After so long, people were like, "What are you doing?" And I would tell my family, "Oh, yeah, I'm on that depression diet." And I would joke about it. But it really felt good to actually look nice. And so,
yeah,
I continued on from that point. I was able to maintain it. But, after so many years, you get happy again and you start gaining weight. And I expected to lose weight the same way I did when I was depressed. And now I am trying to work out, and it's not dropping. I'm thinking, well, when I wasn't doing anything, wasn't really trying, the weight was falling off, and now I'm actually trying. I can't get it to move. So, I'm enjoying your journey. And I'm kind of like you. I now realize that it doesn't fall off that way, and the way I lost it originally was not healthy. So I'm glad that you're giving us, the way to keep it off.
Yeah. 1 to 2 pounds per week if you want to lose weight in a way that's healthy is what's recommended. No more than that. I know if you're a lot heavier, then yes, in that initial phase, the weight's going to come off faster. But a healthy way is 1 to 2 pounds per week, and you were probably losing weight so quickly without even trying because you probably didn't have much of an appetite.
Yeah. Which is probably not healthy because that's basically starving your body. Yeah.
Yep. Messing up your metabolism. Yeah.
It's so funny. Men actually, go through there too. I had a homeboy in college. I went to Langston University. Shout out to Langston University. And he started losing weight because, girlfriend broke up with him. We said, oh, he on that love diet. We call it the love diet.
The love diet.
And the weight just started just dropping off. And I realized even as a man, the older I get, women always say it's easy for y'all, but the older I get, it does get harder for me. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I was looking at Carla's weight loss journey, and she was losing weight, but then Carla would take picture of this amazing looking food and post it on Instagram and Facebook. I'm like, how is she losing this weight? Eating this stuff. That stuff looks good. I'm like, she's like, I'm eating. I'm like, oh my God, look at that breakfast. I'm like, how are you doing? And I used to be like, that's messed up. And I said, but then she started jump roping, and actually she made jump roping look fun. Jump roping. She would just get in front of, she'd be dancing and everything. And smiling and everything, looking at you, I was sweating everywhere and everything and all this. So, Carla, how much did you initially lose in the beginning? What was that? How much did you lose altogether?
I lost 52 pounds altogether.
Wow.
You lost a third grader.
I did. I did. I lost a whole kid. But can I back up and say something about what you're saying about the food? So I am a foodie. All right, I am a foodie, and I love really great wine. Okay, I traveled the world just to drink wine. To be honest with you, I went on a whole bike wine tour through Tuscany, Italy, and was drinking and eating and really just enjoying myself. And I think what attracts people to me is that I'm a little bit different. I'm not going to tell you can't have the things that you love. But what I'm going to say with that is that you probably won't have the six-pack abs if you want those either. So for me, you're not going to see me on Instagram and Facebook running around in a bikini. You're not going to see that because I don't have a perfect body. I am in shape. I look fine without my clothes on. I'm happy about that. But I don't have six-pack abs and the best butt in the world. I don't have all of that. And a lot of that, it comes with age. But some of it comes with I am not willing to give up all of those things that I love. I make it a point every day to take my lunch to work. So during the week, you will see me eating pretty healthy. I'll have a healthy lunch that I prepared, I make my meals on Sundays for the week. A lot of times I do. And I eat really healthy during the week. So usually when you see me posting these really great meals, it's either on a Wednesday night dinner. My girlfriend's a chef, and she has us over every Wednesday night. Or you'll see me eating, like, maybe something that's a little more decadent on the weekends, because I love trying really great restaurants that have really great wine. And, you know, even though the meal looks like it may be decadent, it's probably less decadent than it looks, because I like to go to restaurants that use good quality ingredients. So a lot of restaurants that I go to are farm to table, and their menus are seasonal because they're preparing what's in season. So yeah, I mean, I enjoy life, and I believe that if you don't, you know, if you're not all into like having like the perfect body and 6-pack abs and all of that, you can have the best of both worlds. You can be fit and healthy and vibrant and have a zest for life, and still, you know, enjoy a lot of the things that you like to enjoy in moderation and portion control. Everything is about policing your portions. I think that you'll be very happy with your life.
You know, it's funny. One of the things too, we have a lot of college students that listen to Live Your Best Life, Sirius XM 167, and the freshman 15, as they call it. The freshman 15, especially now, because I'm dating myself back to when I was in college, where it wasn't any social media, no cell phones. So, you know, we even got so now the research shows that kids don't go outside, they don't move as much as they used to. I mean, what would you say to someone in college right now? Because, you know, when you're in college, man, I mean, this is my menu in college. Cocoa Pebbles in the morning. In the chow hall, then go for lunch, eat some nachos, sour cream, drink about, you know, all those sodas, and then for dinner, Burger King. And I was moving around a lot, you know, in college, you know, back then. I date myself. Now, they rarely are moving around, you know, they're on their cell phones all the time. And research is showing that they're saying we have more obese kids than we ever had, ever.
Yeah.
You know, with the lifestyle that we have. And so, what would you say to a young lady that's in college right now?
For any young person in college, male or female, I think it goes to minding your portions. You can have some of that stuff, but like you said, you would get nachos and add the sour cream and all of that. You have a meal plan usually when you're in college, correct? Most people have a meal plan. I know that you don't. People don't want it. I know people don't want to eat salads every single day, but maybe there are, you know, 3 times a week where you're going to get a salad in that line instead of getting, you know, the meatloaf and the mashed potatoes, or opting for the pizza. So if you get into your mind, like, okay, on these days, this is what I'm going to do. On Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to do meatless, or I'm going to do baked stuff and a salad. So you have your days that you're going to do that, you know, really focusing on your meal selections and picking the most nutrition-dense options. And then maybe on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you allow yourself to have something that is a little more heavy, but still watching how much you eat. Because, listen, so many times we're just hanging out and eating. And it's called mindless eating. And we're eating mindlessly, and we're not really thinking about, am I full? I'm probably full, but I'm going to sit here and keep talking to Mario, so I'm going to go on and finish this. When really you have to be mindful of, you know, I'm full. I'm satisfied. Let me give the rest of this to my friend, or let me save this for tomorrow if I have a small fridge in my dorm room. Let me eat this fruit instead of getting the pie. You know, let me get some apples and get some protein and get some peanut butter with it and put a little bit of honey on there, because those things are available, too, in that line, in that, you know, that buffet line that they have there on the college campuses. So I think, though, I will be honest and say that I do think that it is more of a challenge for college students, because they like free. And usually when it's free, when they have a meeting somewhere and they try to get the kids to come, there's always pizza. It's always some kind of pizza party, or, you know, tacos and things like that aren't very healthy. So I think it is a challenge, but I think if you are very careful about asking yourself every time it's time to eat or every time somebody's offering you something, am I really hungry right now? How much water have I had? Water intake is so important because a lot of times people are mistaking water dehydration for hunger. And if you're hydrated well throughout the day and you are making the best choices that you can out of what you have, I don't think that you will gain as much weight as the average person does when they are a freshman or sophomore in college.
Well, I'll tell you this too, Carla, and I have a confession. This is Mario's confession, so put me in the Catholic booth or whatever they call it, confessional. I can't stand water. Oh, my God, I can't stand water. And you know what's so bad about it? I can't stand water. But, boy, you put a pop in front of me, it's going to get devoured. And I guess those are called empty calories. Those are called empty calories. Now, this is my confession. So I've gotten better. I used to drink 4 to 5 pops a day.
Ooh.
Yeah, 4 to 5 pops and all that sugar that was in there. And it was so bad. This is when you know it's bad. I was an assistant principal in Tulsa. This is when you know you're bad. I would drink so many pops where students would come and say, "Come on, Mr. Choice, man, God, oh my God, man, come on, Coach, man." You know when a kid is telling you, "Coach, that's too many pops." When a kid tell you that, that's a problem. So I actually have lost some weight, and I stopped drinking pop. And the reason why I can't drink pop anymore is because they give me a heart palpitation. So now I can't drink them anymore.
Good.
I'm like, my doctor's like, she was like, those are regular heartbeats because the caffeine, you can't do caffeine like that anymore. So I don't drink coffee, but I never did drink coffee. So now I stopped drinking pops a couple of weeks ago, and I've been just like dropping weight, and I've been drinking water, and I'm sitting there looking at the water all bitter, like, I can't stand you. You just and so I try to put like fruits like apple slices and stuff in my water and stuff to do that. But that's my concern. I was drinking so much pop all the time. And I even told Carla, I said, "Carla, I'm gonna look." It was like every year I was telling Carla, "I'm on that thing again. I'm gonna do it this time." She's like, she was just so nice. She was like, "Do your thing, GYSB," and then I come back the next year, "Hey, I'm gonna really do it this time." And I kept doing it, and then I said, "You know what? I'm gonna stop." She probably say, "He say this every year since 2010." I don't know. I was like, every year, wasn't I saying it, Carla? I was like, "I'm gonna do it this time. I'm on it."
You were, and every time I came back with "you can do it, GYSB," I really meant it because I believe at some point it will click. It will click for people. It will click for people, and sometimes those whys get to a point where it's about a medical why, and you just don't want to allow yourself to get that far out there. Right. You don't want your why to be to get off of meds or to live. You know what I mean? So that's why, my why is my way of living, the quality of life that I want for myself and what I want to show my son. And he may not be the healthiest kid right now. He's only 19, but he knows what to do because that is what I have shown him. I lead by example. I offer him some of the things that I make that he may not want, but he knows that he should be eating it. And hopefully when he gets a little older and more mature, he'll know what to do because I've already laid that foundation. But yeah, you don't want your why to be a medical why. That's when it gets really, really scary. That's when it gets super scary.
Yeah, and Carla, how do you, when you come back home, because you're from Tulsa, and down south it goes down with the barbecues and Thanksgiving, and I mean, it's just, how do you maintain when you come home? Your mom was actually a beautiful woman, and she looked like she's in shape. You know what I'm saying, for real. But I know when you come home especially down south, eating is like, that's part of the communication.
It's what
to have
we
the macaroni and cheese with 3 cheeses in it, and the brisket with the. Matter of fact, I just kind of drew just being sorry, listeners. But how do you deal with that? Because when you come back home, I'm like, Carla will come home, and next thing I know, she's in Tulsa visiting, and she's running through the neighborhood. I'm like, what?
No, I ain't doing that when I visit home.
Mario, let me tell you something. When I go home for Christmas, my suitcase be full of sneakers and workout clothes. I am so serious because I don't want to get off of my routine. It is so easy to get sidetracked and get off your routine and hard to get back on it. And because it's so important to me as my lifestyle, and I just love fitness and I love the way that it feels, and endorphins are real. Those chemicals that you get after working out, those are real. So for me, yeah, I go home and there are some I like Oklahoma-style barbecue. Like there are places that I have to get that, right? So I will get that. I don't eat a lot of it, and my family doesn't eat a lot of it. We get some and we share it, and that's it. I have my taste. But I look at food, I try to look at food as fuel. So if I know that I want to run in my mom's neighborhood when I'm home, I want to run those hills, then I'm going to need the right fuel in my body for that. So I'm going to eat good. I'm going to eat good, nutrition-dense food that's high in protein and, good carbs, maybe a yam, because I want to be able to do the best run that I can do. So that's how I stay on track when I'm home. But no, I don't say no to no Oklahoma-style barbecue. Are you kidding? I'm like, what night we getting that? Because I want to make sure I get some before I go.
Wow.
Like I said, I like to enjoy my life, and I don't like to say you can't have that because you so healthy you can't eat that. That's not me, and I'm not for everybody. GYSB Movement is not for everybody because there are some people who will be like, "Oh, I thought you was healthy. You eating that?" Yes, I am pretty healthy, and I'm eating this. Do you?
Yeah. And one of the crazy things that, on a more serious note, I'm 45 years old, and I have friends right now, two in particular, and actually two that in particular are on dialysis, keeping going. I have several other friends that have diagnosed with congestive heart failure, and we're in our 40s. And some of them are not. When you look at them, you think maybe obese. No, we were football, basketball players, and so you look at them, you say, okay, no, this person is fine. However, they have congestive heart failure. Or my friend that's on dialysis, he actually told me the other day, he said, Mario, you remember we were in college, and the lady told me in college that there was protein in my urine, and she said I need to watch that. So it started then. And now his kidneys have failed, and he's on dialysis. I said, man, that's what that means. He said, yeah, that means there's a problem. Your body's having a problem, and it has protein in your urine. And so a lot of, especially African-Americans, we have, I've been diagnosed with high blood pressure. I've been dealing with that. Diabetes and high blood pressure are what we coin in the hood the sugars. So you got the sugars. And so I know that's happening a lot right now at an early age. Well, our parents, they might have been in there well into the late 60s, maybe when that started to. Now it's in our 40s. We're still young.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in the food. So much food contains sugar and sodium, and that's why they always recommend shopping the perimeter of the store, the outer part of the store where your fruits and your vegetables and those things are, and being willing to not turn your nose up at things that are foreign to you. Right? Oh, that don't look good. I don't want that. That might be the best thing you ever had. Or look up different ways to prepare certain things. Yeah. I mean, some people don't kale, but have you ever had kale chips? Those are so good. They're crunchy. They're like eating chips. I made some about a month ago, and my son was like, what is that? I said, that's kale. Oh, I don't want that. I said, try it. And he tried it. He was like, oh, can you make some more? You see what I'm saying? So it's like we're so conditioned to look at food as, oh, I don't want to eat, that's that white people food, or just silly things that we say, because that food doesn't look like the food that we grew up on. But that food that we grew up on sometimes is killing us. And sometimes it's high in sodium, and sometimes we're reaching for salt when we ain't even tasted it yet. Like we have to get out of those habits. Those are poor habits, and those are the things that keep us obese or get us to the level of obesity. And it's also, people often say, oh, obesity running my family. We all just overweight. We all just big bones. Well, you know what? Maybe it's some bad habits that run in your family, and I know I'm not saying that people aren't predisposed to certain illnesses and weight and all of that, but you can break the cycle if you make informed decisions about what's going into your body and eating when it's time to eat and being able to say no when it's time to say no. I've had enough of that. So, we have to stop embracing these sayings like, "Ooh, the girl, everybody in the family big, we all big, that's cool. We just gonna be big, and I'm gonna enjoy this. This is about me enjoying this, and then some more. Oh, and give me some more. You had 3 helpings of that. You enjoyed the first helping. That's all you needed. You got to enjoy that. You got to enjoy a piece of pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie. You got to enjoy that. Why do you need to go get 3 more pieces? Why?
You know what? You know what my downfall is too? It's that it's called the Thanksgiving leftovers. Lord have mercy.
Oh.
After that Wednesday, Thanksgiving is on Thursday or Wednesday.
Thursday. Uh-huh.
That Friday and Saturday after leftovers is the bomb. Oh my goodness! One day I was eating, and I promise y'all, I was by myself, and I just started giggling. It was so good. I was like,
"Oh,
that's some food." That's some food is good when you start giggling. And I've gotten better, like I said, over the years. And the other day, my cousin, she's losing weight, and she said, "Let's go have a cheat meal." I said, "Okay, we're gonna go to a restaurant." She took me to Golden Corral.
Oh boy! Oh my goodness!
Now see, anybody, Golden Corral, I think is around in all the states, but I actually this time I observed everybody that was in there, and I actually got grossed out.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the reason why. Everyone was like obese. One guy was dragging his oxygen tank with his pizzas in his hand, and this all you heard was his oxygen machine while he was walking, and he was like just happy. And I was looking around. I was like, She looked at me. She said, "I ain't feeling this." But we had already did the damage by that point because I was almost asleep. At that point, one eye open like Forrest Whitaker and everything. And I was like this. I was about to fall asleep. But, Carla, what do you think about buffets like that?
Oh, man.
I think when things are mass-produced like that and they continue to come out and fill out the pans, that ain't no good quality food. You are likely not eating good quality food. It's mass-produced. Yes, it's probably high in sodium. It's like slapping it on the plate. Like, I don't like buffets. I don't like buffets. I have gone, but I'm not a huge fan. I'm just not a huge fan. I want you to prepare the meal that I select and bring it to me from the kitchen and you just made it. That's what I want.
We want more bang for our buck. We figure if we're going to pay that, we might as well get all we can eat. And that's the problem. We said all you can eat, and we think, okay, we're going to get all we can eat. We paid for this, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those places are a problem. Yeah,
it comes with the price is so much heftier than the dollar. It's just the price that we pay when we make those decisions is just so much more than the $20-$30 that you paid. I'd rather go out to a nice restaurant and get a nice glass of wine and some really great seasonal food and pay $60 for it and be really happy about my choice.
Right.
That's just,
So, Carla, tell us on what does your day look like? We know you get up when the roosters are still laying down in the bed with the chickens
Goodness.
and everything. I mean, she gets up early. I'm like, she texted me one morning. I said, "What the?" She said, "I'm about to go." She's going to. Well, she's about to go walking. Go hiking. And I said, "Oh my God, I still got." And she's 2 hours behind us, and so I'm like, "Oh my goodness, she's up this early."
Wow.
But what does your day look like?
Well, it depends because I'm in fundraising, so I have sometimes I'm in the field meeting with corporations and stuff. So I have a lot that I do outside of a normal 9-to-5 day. But on Sundays I typically look at my week and I determine what my workouts are going to be for the week. So I try to get in 6 workouts a week, and they're usually an hour or, an hour and some change. This is because that makes me feel good. You can do 30 minutes and be fine. But let's see, today. Today is Thursday. I slept in, so I got up at 7:50 instead of 4:30.
7:50? Oh, my God.
That's sleeping in, huh?
That is sleeping in for me, yeah. And you know what? Just an aside, I used to not be a morning person until I realized how wonderful it is to be up and get a good workout in and then come home or go get breakfast and nobody's really out yet. Like, you feel like, wow, you have so much day left and you feel so good. And I just started loving that. So I became a morning person. I used to be able to sleep in till like 9:30, 10 o'clock. That is not who I am anymore. That is not who. So I've evolved into a morning person. But so this morning I got up and I made a smoothie. I had a banana, some blueberries, some almond milk, and protein powder. And I made a smoothie. I just made it with my son's little NutriBullet. I also have a juicer. And then I had made some juices, some fresh juice on, what's today, Thursday? On Tuesday. I just got my juicer out, and I went to the grocery store and got a whole bunch of veggies, and I juiced, and I put them all in jars. So I also had my smoothie mid-morning. And then, today was bad. I shouldn't even be talking about today. So today I had a piece of pizza because, because I couldn't eat my yam because I had a conference call, and my director was like, you have to come in here right now for the conference call. So I didn't get to eat my yam that I was about to eat, and there was some pizza there, so I had a slice of pizza. That is not a normal thing for me. But I had taken my yam, so my yam was what my lunch was going to be, a yam, an avocado, and salad. That's what I was going to eat for lunch. And then I had some peanuts for my snack, and I had water throughout the day. I did have a cup of coffee this morning with a teaspoon of sugar and almond milk from the refrigerator at work. And this evening, when we're done, I will go for a run. I think today I'll probably do like a 5-mile run. And I will have some dinner, maybe.
How many miles?
Well, the other day I did 5 miles. So whatever I'm running this week, I just try to stick with that. So I'll do like a 5-mile run. And I like my neighborhood because there's a lot of hills. So it gives an extra challenge for me, the hills. So I'll do like maybe 4 to 5 mile run, depending on, how dark it is. And then I'll have dinner and probably get out a piece of salmon and cook that and have the salad that I didn't eat earlier.
Wow, 5 miles. I don't even drive 5 miles after work. I get tired. Right, I get tired right about 5 miles. So.
Do you want to know, though, how I got to 5 miles? So when I was first losing weight, I was like, man, I'm not a really great runner. I want to be a better runner. So I was running with this guy named Russell, and he was showing me how to breathe better when I was running. And he was like, you need to sign up for a 5K. Now, that's just 3.1 miles. And I was like, okay, well, if I can get to that, that would be great. So I did my first 5K. And then after I did my 5K, I signed up for a couple of more. Like, the next year I signed up for a couple more. So I was like, okay, it's time for me to, elevate, to level up. So I was like, next thing I'm going to do is a 10K, and that's 6.2. So I signed up for a 6.2. I did the 10K. I did it a couple of times, and I was like, all right, it's time for you to do that half marathon, right? So the half marathon is 13.1 miles, and now I've done a few of those. So it's just always trying to be better and always not competing with other people. I think that is so important in the society that we live in right now. We're always looking at other people, and we have comparisonitis. And comparisonitis is detrimental to the goals that we have and set for ourselves, because we're always looking at the other person and saying, well, look at them, they're already there. You don't even know what that person did to get there. So you just run your own race, and you compete against yourself, and you try to beat your highest score. So if I ran 5 miles in the neighborhood this week, and I want to run again, I might try to beat my 5 miles. Maybe I do 5.1 or 5.2, so it's up to you. But look at your own record and your own history, and you try to beat that. You level up for yourself, and you don't compare yourself to other people, because the moment you start doing that is the moment where you give up, or you just say, you know what, I'm not good enough, or why can't I do like them? When we start the comparing, that's when we go wrong. But if you always try to beat your highest score, you say you can't run 5 miles right now, 6 months from now, you'll be running 5 miles. If that's your goal, and you're always looking at your baseline and then resetting your baseline when you get better and you have a reference point, you're always trying to beat where you were, the last thing you did. So that's what I love that. When I was like I said, when I first started jumping rope, I could only jump rope for a minute. Now I can jump rope for an hour without stopping. So it's just really just building on that.
Yeah, an hour. See, that's funny. Actually, you got me motivated right now. I'm over looking at my sweats and everything. I think I'm gonna go running, but I'm playing. I ain't gonna go running. But anyway,
just go look over at him.
No, seriously. Actually, what I've been doing, and you can chime in too, Cortina. I was an athlete all through high school, and it wasn't until I turned about 41. I used to go play basketball all the time, and I just kind of shut it down. But what I've been doing for the last, I think, year, I walk 30 minutes a day. I walk 30 minutes. I said I was going to start doing some resistance, some weights. I'm going to start doing that later on. Like, I walked earlier today because I'm somewhat like Carla. I like nature. I like to look at things. Like a treadmill would mess me up. I couldn't do a treadmill. I mean, it just, if I'm outside walking, man, I love looking at nature and creeks and all this. That's what's on my Facebook, and seeing snakes and snapping turtles, and I'm in the country. And so so that's something that I like to do. When it comes to, and I also said I wanted to run in the 5K. Actually, I said I was going to start out small. I need to do a fun run or something first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. I know a lot of people. Oh, Cortina, were you saying something?
No, go right ahead.
I know a lot of people hate the treadmill. But when you live in areas like a Tulsa or a place like New York where you have like really brutal winters, you have to be creative. And sometimes there isn't a class to go to or an instructor there to help you get through a workout. And so you have to find creative ways. And, I really love doing treadmill workouts that are challenging. So, like, say, for example, you say, okay, I have 30 minutes. I'm going to do a 5-minute workout on my 5-minute warm-up on my treadmill. And then I'm going to do 30 seconds of running and 30 seconds of rest. Like, I'm just making up something. But on your 30 seconds of running and your 30 seconds of rest, you're on, maybe you do an incline. So one of the things that I like to do on the treadmill is, like, I'll do a 5-minute warm-up on 6.0 incline, and then I will do a 6.5 incline for the workout. So for the 30 seconds of running and 30 seconds of rest, it's at a 6.5 incline. And so, you're just on and off. And it's exciting. You're tired, but it's 30 seconds of running. So, you're not quite sprinting because it's not super fast, but it's fast enough. You catch your breath, right? It's kind of a HIIT workout. And it's fun. It's not just walking on a treadmill, watching TV. That's what's boring, is when you see people in there and they just walking and talking to the neighbor. Can I just say something about working out with your friends? Can I please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Working out with your friends is fine. Working out with a friend who wants to go and chat about what happened at the office is not fine, because you should use your workout time to really have the workout experience that you deserve. And I'm saying that you deserve because you need to look at working out like something you get to do and not something that you have to do. So if you go with a friend, try to go with a friend whose ambition level matches yours or is greater. Because when you get there and that person is ready and jazzed and excited about the workout, you do the same. And you don't have time to talk to each other. You may have time to spot each other, or, to share a piece of equipment or to do box jumps together or jump rope together or work a circuit together, but you don't have time to sit there and chat and, oh, girl, what do you say? Let me put this weight down and hear you again. You don't have time for that. That's not
right.
a good workout. And I see it all the time, and then people leave and there's not a drip of sweat falling from their face. And I'm like, you didn't do what you deserved. You didn't go in there and do what you deserved to get. You didn't get what you deserved.
Yeah. Well, Carla, tell me this. Because I really want to know. It's about willpower for me, because I heard a lot of what you said earlier about portion control. But sometimes, and most of the times, I don't have willpower. I love sweets. And I think I know what you're going to say about this, but what do you think about these supplements that curb your appetite and almost, I don't know, they speed up your heart, but they curb your appetite? And I know a lot of times those things help, because if I cannot turn away a plate and I cannot turn away a cupcake, I need something that's going to make me. What do you say to those of us who don't, we do that self-talk and say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and have this today. I'm going to cheat. This will be my cheat day. And then a cheat day turns into another cheat day. And then before you know it, and that's that willpower, that I lack, and I know so many people lack the willpower. Tell me, what do you think of these supplements that help with that? Is that a help, or is there something else we can do?
I think it's a health risk, to be honest with you. I did those before. I tried them before.
Yeah.
I got the shakes and the jitters. And some of these things, they're new. They don't have enough research done on them. They don't have enough. They haven't been on the market long enough for them to do any sort of, check to see like what happens 10 years from now. And we're such a nation of quick fixes and, well, I don't have the willpower. That's rule number one. Saying that you don't have willpower means that you don't have willpower. So I want to encourage you to stop saying that. I struggle too with sweets. And I like to be transparent. I really struggle with sweets. It is an addiction. Sugar is the devil. And the only way, I think, to really get rid of those cravings is to go, I haven't done this yet, but people say if you go raw for a while and get all of that out of your body and then just opt to not put it back, they say that's the only way to stop. And since I'm not quite there yet, and I'm not ready to do that yet, because there are things that I still eat that I enjoy, why do a raw diet and turn around and go all the way back to doing what you were doing? I'm just not there yet. But I think it's a real problem, and because I'm not a nutritionist, or I'm not a professional nutritionist, I don't know what the answer is, and I hate that I struggle with that. I hate that there are donuts in the kitchen, and I'm like, I don't want a donut. I don't want a donut. And I'm not going to get a donut. I'm just going to go to the kitchen and get my coffee. And the donuts are sitting right there, and they're like my favorite donuts. And I'm like, all right, let me just get a half of a donut, right? Yeah. So I go and get a half of a donut. And then I go back to my desk. And then you go back in the kitchen again, hoping that other half ain't there no more. Right?
No.
And then you go in the kitchen, and it's there. And it's there. And you're like,
it's always there.
All right. It's not always there, because there's a lot of greedy people in the office. But if it's still there, the likelihood of you going and getting that other piece is really, really great if you have a sugar addiction. And so I wish I had the right answer. I don't. I would encourage you, like I do when I do want sweets, I try to share it with somebody. If I'm at a restaurant, that my tiramisu is like my favorite dessert. I love tiramisu. So if they have tiramisu, then who's gonna share tiramisu with me? I don't care if it's a stranger. Then I'm sitting at the bar at happy hour. Do you want to share this? If I get it and pay for it, will you eat half of it? If they say yes, then that's not me eating the whole piece of tiramisu.
Right.
But that sugar addiction is a real thing. It is the devil.
It's a problem. It's a problem.
It's a problem. It's a problem. So try to limit how much of the yeses you say, okay, I have that. try your best to limit it. Try not to have any of it in your house. If it's things that you know you can't say no to, don't bring it in your house. And try to stay away from it. Try to keep it out of your environment. Don't have a candy bowl on your desk. Don't have a pack of M&Ms in your drawer. You know, there are ways that you can keep it out of your view and work on it from that angle. I think that's the best thing that I can offer right now without looking like a hypocrite.
Right.
You know,
I'm trying to keep it as real as possible, you know, because I'm not very good at the sugar thing.
And see, you're in LA where it's you have a lot of places to eat at. You know, I went to Inglewood, and see, I'm a breakfast person too. I love that's another part that I've been doing well with. Like, I get a bowl of cereal and Cookie Crisp Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I don't get the regular bowl. I get that Friday bowl. You know, that bowl that your mom put the leftovers in. So I don't do it anymore. But when I was in LA, my friend took me to Inglewood, and she said, "I know you like donuts." And she took me to Randy's Donuts. Why did she do that to me?
Why? Why did she do that
to
me?
That must be the spot.
The cream was something else. When I went to Randy's Donuts, I said, "Look at this long line." I said, "Man, let me get a glaze. Let me get some glaze." And I said, "Give me how many glaze?" I said, "Just give me half a dozen." I ate one of them. I got right back in line and said, "Give me that other half I should have got with this."
You ate a dozen donuts?
No, I didn't eat all of them. I shared them with her. Yes, I did, Lord. I'm sorry. I can't even lie to you on this one. I can knock down donuts like it's nothing. I like donuts, and, you know, especially me, you know, from Texas, but living in Tulsa, everybody's eating donuts. Everybody's eating pastries. I mean, oh, my goodness. It's like, that's a Tulsa thing, like a Oklahoma. I know it might be, you know, a Texas thing, but when I was in Oklahoma, everybody, donuts, they like donuts, Krispy Kreme, all these different donut places all over the place. But I do a lot better now. In Texas, we have Shipley's, and Shipley's is the devil, too. That stuff is good, too. But I do a lot better. But like I said, my thing has always just been the actual sodas, which they say, you know, that's one of the worst of the worst, you know, empty calories and everything. And so, but like I said, I've been walking, and now it's getting to the point now that some of those things I don't even crave as much. I went to Atlanta for 2 weeks, and they had this place called Soul for Real. Lord have mercy. Soul for Real was like the movie Soul Food. And when I went in, everybody was just rubbing this soul food, and I actually did good. My friend said, "Man, you are doing good." I said, "No, I think my taste buds are changing. They're kind of changing a little bit, you know, not too much, but a little bit, where I'm like, okay, this doesn't taste the same anymore." But like you said, Carl, I was looking at it's a black restaurant, of course, and everyone was sitting down with their plate, and they just started just downing, just shaking the salt. And they didn't even taste it yet. And I was like, oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody in there. You know, if a doctor came in there, he could have took everybody's blood pressure. It probably would have ranged from like 160 over 90. Everybody in the place.
Wow.
And so, so I know we have to get better when it comes to the diet. I know the diet is half of it. You know, one of my people on Instagram is The Rock. And Rock, you know, he does these cheat meals, but then Rock works out like a beast, though, like a monster. He gets up every morning at 4 o'clock and works out like a beast, but he has these cheat meals, and he talks about it on Instagram. He said, "Man, you know, you can have your cheat meals, but, you know, it takes discipline to be able to have your body the way that he has his body."
Yeah.
That's true.
He looks amazing. Yeah. He's so inspiring.
Yeah. And so I'm asking this, Carl. So you started losing your weight. Your revenge body came in. You dumped the man before. You lost all the weight, but he was still hurting, and he probably went on his love diet after what you did to him. I'm going to pray for you. You was wrong for that. But
you know that he runs marathons now. I inspired him, and he might be I think he's vegetarian. He stopped eating soda. Like when he was watching me, he started getting inspired. This man is incredible with his fitness now. So I'm really, I mean, we don't talk, but I've seen him on Instagram. He looks incredible. Incredible.
So your revenge body inspired him. That's the boy. That's something.
Isn't that great? It's wonderful. Everybody won. Everybody won in the end.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah. I'm going to take a moment here to give a shout-out to our colleges that are listening to us. It's Spelman College, Howard University, Hampton University, Morehouse College, Xavier University of Louisiana, Fisk University, Claflin University, North Carolina, A&T, Florida A&M University, and Tuskegee up in this thing. We love to give y'all a shout-out. We know y'all listening to the radio, listen to the show. We talk about the fitness. I know a lot of y'all are probably listening to us right now eating some McDonald's, as my daughters call it, McNasty.
Or they
chicken
also
nuggets.
got good cafeterias. I was going to say,
oh,
everybody
yeah,
probably got good places to eat right there.
Yeah, so they eat some Chick-fil-A, which I like Chick-fil-A, but I know they're eating some fries right now listening to us. And so, hey, do your thing. I used to do the same thing in college. But now, back to GYSB.
Hey, can I say something to the college students?
Yeah, go ahead.
How about making it a habit every time you eat, get a salad and eat the salad first, and then if you're not disciplined enough to stay away from the bad stuff, you probably won't eat as much because you can eat the salad first and then eat whatever it was you're going to eat. So that's another strategy that you could try.
I might try that myself.
Yeah, I've tried that.
That works for me during Thanksgiving. Like, so before I go to eat for Thanksgiving, I always eat a big old salad or some veggies first. And then when I get there, I'm not starving and I don't overeat.
Yeah. And see, I like movies. And ain't nothing like getting that popcorn and look like somebody poured a big bottle of a Jerry Curl glycerin in there full of butter. Which, don't play with me. You go with a good movie with some good popcorn and a Reese's cup. And a Reese's cup or a Snicker. Oh, my God. And so I love movies. And so when I go to the movies now, it's like I have to have that popcorn. And I stopped eating from the TV because I read something that said that you train your mind that every time you look at TV that you need something to eat. Unless it's like a Super Bowl or something like that. But when I used to look at TV, like shows, my different shows, I was always eating. So every time I looked at TV, I felt like I was hungry.
Yeah.
All the time. Hungry all the time. And I don't know if you guys do. Have you guys struggled with anything close to that, like you have to eat while you watch the TV, anything like that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
I don't watch
TV.
Do.
See,
Carla's a Renaissance woman. She don't look at TV.
Right. We're not there yet.
I'm a what? What?
Renaissance woman.
A Renaissance woman.
You want to know why I stopped watching TV?
Why?
So many years ago, we were stuffing envelopes at the office, and it was a whole bunch of us in one room. And people started talking about the different shows that they were watching. This is back when, like, Desperate Housewives was on. Remember that show?
Oh, yeah.
And so I every time somebody would say something about one of their shows, I would know something about their show. And the president of the organization at the time looked at me, and she said, "Wow, you watch a lot of TV." And I took it as a dig, like, dang, she said, she judging me like I watch too much. I cut TV out cold turkey. I haven't had a show since.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I don't watch any TV. That was many years ago. I don't watch TV. I've been in my new place for a year. I haven't plugged up my TV yet.
Wow. You're probably better for it.
Maybe. Yeah, it just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so get your sexy out. Do you do any coaching with women or men or anything to help them get started?
I am going to start. I talked to my brother this week, and I said, you know what? I created this journal because I like to journal, and I like to write. It's not like so here's my journal, right? See all this writing and stuff in my journal. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I have well, you can't see it, but you can hear it. So I have a lot of writing in my journal, and I love to write, and I think that there are some people like me who they like apps, but they want to have something in their hand. And so I was telling my brother, I said, I created this 60-day food and fitness friends. I created it a couple weeks ago. And I want to start a group on Facebook. It's not going to be free. I'm not doing free because I feel like if people don't pay for things, they don't have enough skin in the game and they give up. So I think when you make people pay, you know, I have a job, so I don't need to charge a lot of money for something, but I'm going to charge people. And starting April 1 for 60 days, we're going to take 16 people and have an accountability group. And people are going to have to show up every day with their journal entry complete. They're going to have to take a picture of it, show it to us. It has, you know, your food tracking on there. You talk about what you ate for breakfast, your snack. There's affirmation part where you write an affirmation daily. And then there's an inspirational quote that I put on there. And I think it takes longer than 21 days to form a good habit. I do. I know that that's it takes 21 days to form a habit. But I think for 60 days, if you get in there and there's an accountable, like my brother and I will be accountable to you for you to show up, for you to tell us on the top of the week what your workouts will be based on what you say you have time for. And I'm tired of people saying, I'm so busy, I don't have time to work out. I'm sorry. I am very, very busy. You know, I work a lot of hours. I have a business that I'm running. I am very active on social media. I have a son who still lives at home. I have a lot to do, and there are 24 hours in a day. If you say you got 24, if there's 24 hours in a day, you say you're at work for 10 hours. You still got 14 hours, right? There is time for you to get a 30-minute workout in. I just don't believe that you don't have time to work out. I don't believe that. And I think people use it as an excuse all the time. And I'm like, you have poor time management. It's not that you don't have time to work out. You have poor time management, and you have the ease of saying, I don't have time to do that. I'm super, super busy. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I think that if somebody is in an accountability group where they have to show up and they're getting called out when they're not showing up for 60 days, if you can't change after that, I don't know what to tell you.
You don't know what to
but
tell.
there is a need. Yeah, there is a need for accountability. Somebody expecting you to show up and say what's up with you.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm planning to do April 1st, and it happens to be on a Monday for all you Monday starters. All you top of the month Monday starters, you got two things going for you. It's April 1st, and it's on a Monday, so you ain't got no reason. You have no excuse. No excuse.
So make sure we were able to remind our listeners at the end when we give you a contact and can join. I think it's a lot of people that'll be willing to join to get that. You know, one of the things that helped me is one of the worst things I've encountered is those people that put in the work, and then it's summertime and they looking good in their clothes. You just overnotice. You're in the corner looking at them like, I can't stand them. And so that's like a motivator right there. When you see somebody that put in the work and they look good in what they wear, man, that's like upsetting. And then we're down south where it's hot. And nothing like being overweight and hot. In Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, North Carolina, all these places, Florida, where it's just burning hot, where it's 101, and you go to a nice family get-together in the evening, and someone comes in and they say, oh, my goodness, man, you look real good, and you over there, and your shirt is stuck up under, creased up under your fat in your stomach, and you over there.
Oh, boy.
And so I've actually been doing good throughout the winter. So I've been doing good after winter and doing better. I haven't had a pop in so long, and so, no, that's a lie. I can't even lie on there like that. Lord, I cut down. I try.
You need some accountability.
Yeah,
that's the problem. He needs accountability, and I don't even know why I'm saying that because I do too.
I try to hide my soda. I try to hide my soda from my sister if she comes around. When I was like, she came in, I had it like in a bag, like the winos had their little beer can in the brown paper bag. And I had it in there, and she was like, what do you have? I was like, oh, I'll drink some juice. She was like, juice? Boy, that's an orange Fanta you drink. And I was like, oh, she got me again.
Man.
But I'm a lot better. Because, like I said, I ain't trying to, no offense to anyone, I ain't trying to get my foot cut off or nothing like that. Because, that stuff is, that sugar levels are real,
Oh, yeah.
And I have buddies now that have no choice but to not drink those. And now, their freedom has been taken because of lack of discipline.
Yeah.
That's that medical why.
And I don't want to be in that position. And they say, Mario, man, shoot, if I could do this all over again, and that's the worst sentence you can hear from someone. If I could do it all over again, and so I'm getting my sexy back slowly.
This is it. This is it, Mario. This is it. You know, and I don't think that it depends on where people are starting from. But if you think that, you know, starting April 1, you're gonna be in a bikini by May or June, that's unrealistic. So I think that people should manage expectations. Definitely manage expectations when they start, you know, a fitness journey. But hey, you might not be in a bikini, but you be in a cute cover up with a little sarong or something on, you know, or you a man, right?
I wear cover ups every year. I'm sick of that.
Okay, well, maybe you be in like a one piece with a cute sarong. Every year about this time?
Yes, every year at this time, I think to myself, oh, man, it's only about 3 more months till the summer. I got to get in gear. I got to get with it. And this is the time where, people start doing their self-talk because as the months go by, you realize you get closer and closer, and then by the time June comes, if you're not there yet, you was like, I'll get it next year.
Yeah, but and you're not remembering that it's still warm in August. It's still warm in August.
Oh, it's the worst, especially.
Well, you know, we're down south where it don't turn hot till October 10th. I mean, turn cold till October 10th. So we have so many months to get together. But keto diet. I want to talk about the keto diet.
Oh,
I tried that.
I want to know more about that. Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
I tried it. You know, it's low carbs. You know, I mean, actually, no bread, it's like no sugar. I guess it's like the Atkins diet. Actually, they say it's mirror. But however, I have a friend, a family friend. I hope she ain't listening to this. But anyway, she dedicated herself to the keto diet, and she's a tall lady, and she's probably about 6 foot, and she lost 100 pounds in 4 months. However, she lost that weight. Her skin is actually a problem now because she can wrap her up on her arm. I don't know what you call that part of your up under your arm. She can wrap that around her bicep.
Wow.
Because she lost weight too fast. And the doctor told her, they said your blood pressure is low. They said, but however, you lost the weight too fast and you have to get skin grafts or something to get rid of skin or, you know, do something else to build muscle. They said you can't lose weight that fast. But it was actually 3.5 months.
But okay. You see
that? You see the problem?
That's about what I need. I need a 3 month.
No.
A 3 month fix. I really do.
No.
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But she looks good in her clothes, but she'll say, "Yeah, when I take them off, you know, the skin is hanging." Yeah. Actually, you know, it's a lot of doctors. You need carbs. It's just a matter of how much you intake, and so
it's what kind. You know, people are doing the simple carbs. That's not what you need. You need those. Like a yam, I always go back to sweet potatoes. That's a great carb. You don't overdo it, but you need those things. You need the energy for your workouts. I knew a guy who was doing, like I said, I don't know much about keto. I don't really get into those diets. That's just not my program. But he did the keto diet. He wasn't getting enough calories, and then he went to work out and almost fainted in there. You know, because he didn't have enough fuel and energy to do his weightlifting. And he was on some low amount of calories a day. I said, I don't know about that diet. I don't think that's wise.
No.
But then there's some people who swear by it.
Yeah, I don't do good at that either. The Atkins, if it's like that one, I definitely fainted on that, and so it wasn't a good choice. And yes, I don't like getting into the fad type things, but I wondered if that works. But it sounds like, excuse me, I'm losing my voice, you guys, but but it sounds like if you want the weight to stay off, it's a lifestyle. It's basically a lifestyle choice and a change. And this is the way, you have to kind of live your life. These diets and these different fads, they're going to work temporarily. These supplements, they're going to help for a little while. They're going to curb the appetite. But, the long run, like you said, the health benefits or the health risks are the things that, that we really need to look, because I don't know what damage I've done to my heart of taking supplements in my 20s, because I used to take supplements like crazy. And yet all these kind of things that we're now finding, the FDA is finding it had a little bit of this in it that's banned in the country. Now the U.S. is banning this, and just these different things that are, who knows what damage has been done. So I'm liking your route. Even though I'm resistant right now and I'm crying and pounding the desk because I want a quick fix. But really, it's a lifestyle change.
I'm so glad that you say that, and I'm so glad that that's what you're hearing, because that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's a quality of life shift, and it spills into so many other areas of your life. You start to look at your finances. You start to look at your relationships, because they all inform each other. So if you are, when I started losing weight, I started saying, you know what? I'm doing all this great stuff on my body. Like, I need to keep my house cleaner. I'm not nasty, but like more tidy, and get rid of some clutter, because I want order. Like, I have an order in my schedule and the way that I work out. So I want other things to match that. And then if you look at your finances, and I'm like, I don't want all this debt. So now I'm debt free, and I'm not worried about like paying all these like extra bills that I shouldn't even have. So I was more disciplined in different areas, because I had been very successful in focusing on my health. And it just spills over. You get more confidence. You have more a higher value and self-worth feeling. You treat other people better. People respect you more because of the confidence that you're exuding, and it shows that you have a high level of respect for yourself. People look at your grocery basket. I'm telling you, you want to get a good dude in the grocery store, they see your basket, they like, oh, her basket is sexy. She cares about herself. She don't treat herself any old kind of way. Shoot, look, she got her little Brussels sprouts and a butternut squash and kale and almond milk. Like, she got it going on. I saw this man looking at my basket the other day, and I was so glad that he looked at it that day, because I just told my son that I'm no longer buying his groceries. He needs to buy them himself. So I was at the grocery store getting my groceries for me.
Okay.
And I was so proud for finally, just so proud to push around my basket with my stuff, that I didn't care what anybody saw, because it was all good stuff for me. It didn't have no junk in my basket, because I wasn't shopping for my son, who's like, ooh, can you give me this? Ooh, can you give me some of that? And I'm like, oh, I got to push this around in my grocery cart. I don't want to push this around in my grocery cart, because I don't want nobody thinking that's mine. But it felt good. My grocery basket was super sexy. It was super sexy.
Oh, I got to get my sexy basket on. That's a
I'm going to start saying
get your sexy basket.
Your sexy basket. I'm going to say your basket. Now, it's about time my basket looked like it was for rerun and Shirley Hemphill off What Happened. I mean, it was like, man, Fruity Pebbles and the cupcakes, oatmeal pies, and everything. All this, that fruit punch, they got all the sugar in it. You know what I'm saying? I got to get a sexy. I got to get a. Carla, you just started something again. You got to get. You have. I put on Facebook when I get off. Your basket got to look sexy. I want to see if your basket is sexy.
I want my basket sexy.
You do. Yeah. You guys, I'm telling you, you have no idea how good it feels until you do it. And then when you do it, like, just show the world. If you're a social media person, put it on your Facebook, your Instagram, got my sexy back in my grocery basket. Okay?
My sexy basket. Not that.
Everybody look at my basket. And they're going to be thinking they're looking at something else. They go open up the basket and they get something else.
Right? Exactly.
I want one of them baskets when people first get their stamp, and they got their baskets full of Fruity Pebbles and steaks and steak fingers and all that stuff. You ever seen them? Hey, that actually brings me to my next topic. Now, I remember when I about 2 years ago, I said, okay, I'm going to start eating right. And I went to Whole Foods. I said, okay, I'm going to go to Whole Foods. I'm going to buy them. Okay. And I put like about 8 items in my bag. And I pulled up to the counter. She was like, that'll be 85. So I said, what? I said, the devil is a lie. I said, you talking about, you must calculate her stuff behind me or something. I had 8 items. And she was like, that's going to be like 85 bucks. I said, what? I said, oh, no. She said, yeah, it's expensive. I said, man, so what type of places can a person shop at to get some of these deals for some of the healthy foods that we need to eat to get our
organic stuff. Yeah.
Farmers market. You guys go to farmers markets?
Oh, that's a good choice.
I've heard. I've
yes.
been.
Okay. So in a lot of cities, I don't know if it's in your city, but I know in LA, different parts of the city, like in Santa Monica or West Hollywood or Long Beach, like they have different days where it's a farmer's market, and it's a farmer's market rain or shine. And the farmers all come out, and they bring all of their vegetables that they harvested, and you buy the stuff at the farmer's market way cheaper. Way cheaper.
Yeah.
You get stuff for your smoothies. You can get your fruits. You can get your vegetables. And then as far as, meat, if you eat meat, make sure it says certified organic. I don't trust none of the meats, to be honest with you. I do, but I really don't trust it. I was making some ground turkey the other day, and I was making like a ground turkey patty, and I was looking at it, and I was like, what is this? Like, really, what is this? Is this something that I need to stop eating? And probably so. But when you grow up, eating meat and potatoes and all that, like it's hard to even like think about, okay, not ever eating meat again. So I try to eat more fish, and salmon and, halibut and things like that. So I just think that you get the little mailer and see what's on sale and go to the farmer's market. And then Whole Foods is not always super expensive. You just need to know what to get from there. So look for the 365 brand food. They have the 365 little sticker on certain items. That's their lower cost items. So I would look at that if you're going to shop at Whole Foods and get those. But I think since it's been purchased by Amazon, I feel like the prices have been a little bit better.
Oh, really?
I feel like they've gotten a little bit better. I'll be honest, I could do better with grocery budgeting because I just be going in there and I have a budget, but it's probably could be lower. But I just, I get what I want. I don't really think a lot about like, was this really expensive for green beans? I'm not sure. Like I don't do a lot of that. But if you're on a budget and you need to do that, then yeah, I think getting the mailers and looking at what's on sale, then going to the farmer's market, and then sometimes going to those little stores that are like the Mexican market, the Latin market. Like sometimes, going and getting your vegetables from there. I don't know if you eat meat, like maybe going to the butcher. I don't know if that's more expensive or not. I've never really done that. But yeah, there's ways to pay attention to what you're spending on certain foods. You just have to be strategic, and you have to be willing to maybe go to a couple of different stores. Trader Joe's. People love Trader Joe's.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We love Trader Joe's.
Sprouts.
We have Aikens. We have Aikens too, right? I believe we have Aikens too. Aikens.
I don't think we have Aikens, but a lot of people like Aldi. Have y'all heard of Aldi? I never heard of that. I've never been there.
I forgot about Aldi.
Okay, they said that they have a lot of low cost. Sometimes I follow Dave Ramsey, and a lot of people who have gotten out of debt with him, they do the Aldi shopping. They said that they save a lot of money on groceries there.
Oh, it's true. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's hard when. Yeah, go ahead. What's hard is, most people work and they have to eat on the go. And when you see Burger King and they have the Dollar Special or the Dollar Menu, you don't see health places that have a drive-through or something you can grab quick. And that's what people, unfortunately, people work, they're on the go. They need to just grab something. And that's usually cheap and fast. And what you don't find is health stores or healthy restaurants where you can just grab something or, so it's about that meal prep too, because I don't do good unless my food is already there and ready for me. So sometimes it takes prepping your food and always having something with you.
Yeah, on Sundays, if that's a day that works for people, maybe Saturdays, you just make time to cook a lot of different things. I have this big old grill, that one that fits over both eyes, and I will put chicken on there, and half of the chicken will be seasoned one way and the other half will be seasoned another way, whether it's chicken breast or those little breast cutlets or whatever. And then, you package them up, you take some veggies and roast them in the oven while your chicken is cooking. It doesn't take as long as people think. Or you know, roast some, bake some salmon or broil some salmon, and you just get them little containers. I know it looks like a lot of prep when you see people like posting it on Instagram. It don't take that long. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And then when it's time to go, you just grab and go. You just grab and go, and you have no excuse. No excuse. No excuse. Cook a big old pot of lentils, high in protein, really good if you put some, you know, some onions and garlic in there. Cook a pot of lentils, and you can take lentils. Lentils can be a whole meal. It's high in protein. So, you know, just looking at beans and, you know, there's ways you can eat that doesn't cost you a lot of money. It doesn't cost you a whole lot of your time. People just don't want to figure it out. And that's once they figure it out and once they see how easy it can be and how much more simple your life can be and good, then you make that habit, you form it, and then it becomes like second nature, like putting toothpaste on your toothbrush. You know, it's like, oh, I got to get ready for tomorrow, or I got to get ready for the week, and this is what I'm going to do. And you call it a day. Good to go.
Right.
But it takes longer. I believe it takes longer for some people than 21 days.
Yeah. How much water do you drink in a day, Carla?
I try to get in about 70 to 80 ounces.
Wow.
You should be drinking. I mean, everybody, they're competing ideas, but I say, you know, half your body weight. Shoot for half your body weight in ounces, and you should be okay.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be drinking a lot, boy. I'm going to be in the restroom all day.
Your body gets adjusted to it, and you really learn how to pace yourself. So when you first get up, you should have your first 8 ounces then. Before any coffee or anything like that, you should have your water. And then you just kind of pace it out throughout the day, and you look up and you're like, oh, I reached my goal. They have apps with water reminders. You know, it can be done, but you don't really like water, so it may be a little bit more of a challenge for you.
Yeah. I remember you were actually, I remember you did something on social media some years ago where it was dealing with, what was that? I remember that.
My water time reminder. It was water time, drink up, water time reminders. Remember those water time reminders I would do? And I would do it throughout the day. And, it really helped a lot of people, but it was a lot of work for me. That's what I'm saying. Like, with this April 1 thing, it's a lot of work to hold people accountable to things. And I also had accountability sign-ups on that group. And a lot of people got started, and they just took it and ran with it, and they were very successful. I'm like, I did all that work for free? Never again. Never again. No. But I want to help people. I really do want to help people. But, I need them to have some skin in the game, and that skin is money and time commitment.
That's true. It's a lot of work. Mm-hmm.
Yep, it is a lot of work.
So what goals have you set for yourself? I know you ran some 5Ks and some things like that. Is there any goals that you set for yourself, like Athlon or, you know, something like that, or, you know, what goals have you set for yourself as far as fitness?
Well, this year I'm really behind, and I'm super irritated about that. But I had a car accident last year. It set me back. So I'm just now getting a lot of my mojo back. So I'm on a slow start this year with where I would like to be for fitness. So by April, you know, I would have run my half marathon. So last year I only ran 1 half marathon. This year I was supposed to run 4. That was my fitness goal. But I haven't even signed up for a half marathon yet. So I'm behind, but the goal is to run 4. At this point, if I run 3, it's still better than last year only running 1. So that's the goal.
Yeah. Now, one of my, I have a goal. My goal is not the fun run, but the hiking. When I came to California, and my friend that's from Carson, California, took me into those mountains. I thought the imps was going to have to come up there and have fly up there with a helicopter, because I was so And you know what's so funny? I told Carla, I said, Carla, I have to apologize, because Carla used to be doing a hike, and I said, that don't look hard.
Right. Right.
And I went up in there, and I wasn't even halfway up when I looked at my friend. I was like, he was like, you okay? I was like, yeah. I think my heart's supposed to be like this. I think. So, and I was like, and I told Carla, I said, Carla, I have to apologize because you make this stuff look easy. But I like hiking because I like nature, and so I want to be able to do something like that consistently. I want to be able to hike consistently, and and really be able to and not be dead tired like I was that one summer. And like I said, the marathon. Yeah, I plan on doing maybe a 5K, but marathons might be a little later on, things like that. But one of the things I want to try is I know how to swim, but I want to put swimming into my routine. Swimming. I like the boxing, but I want to try the swimming. I want to try to see if there's something that I can do, because I have to be creative, like you said, Carla, because I get bored very easily too. And if it gets routine, I start to lose a lot of interest. And so I have to do things to really pique my interest. I really do. That's why I like walking, because when I walk, I see something different neighbors, different something. And then I meditate and I pray. I use that time, to be able to meditate and pray. So I love walking. I got a little slow jog. The white dudes be running, they switching their hips. I'm about right at that point right now. So I'm
very slow too. I'm a very slow runner, very slow.
And so,
do you have any goals for yourself, fitness-wise, Cortina?
I do. Unfortunately, I'm having these movie roles come up, and they're coming up on me fast, and I thought I would have time, and so that's why I keep going back to this dropping the weight quick, because I'm realizing, man, already being on TV puts I'm hoping 100 pounds. I hope I can blame it on being on TV. This isn't really me, but those things are coming up fast, and so I'm really wanting to. I've always wanted to be a bodybuilder. Actually, there used to be a show on MTV called Made, and on that show you get to be, you pick something you've always wanted to do, and they help you reach your goal. And I've always wanted to be a bodybuilder. I don't know that I will get to that, but I would like to be real fit and, and look really nice in my clothes. And now that I'm having these roles, it's more important than ever to, people are judgmental. They'll write in. I'll hear on social media about how fat I am, and boy, she could have left them cupcakes behind. So that's why it's pretty critical for me. It's getting crucial. I'm gonna have to look at those goals pretty seriously here.
Yeah, I think for you really have a strong why. If you're being really honest with yourself, this is tied to your livelihood. This is tied to your income and additional roles in the future that you may or may not get, and you really and also like acting roles, you have to factor in how much time it takes to be on set. You don't want to be fatigued. Like, you have enough reasons why it's important for you to get healthier, physically and mentally, and it's just about implementation. Right.
Yeah, and I have motivation too. I'm getting me a revenge body.
Okay, who you revenging on?
All my haters.
Okay.
We love saying it on social media to all my haters.
Yeah, all my haters ain't got a single one, right?
I know, ain't nobody even studying, but
ain't nobody studying.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like Cortina because I'm into doing plays and things like that, and she's right. And one of the things I remember, I was on the news, and I found out that being on TV adds 15 pounds. And I looked at the news, and I was like, oh, my goodness, it looked like I had a cupcake in my mouth. I mean, it was so, and I was like, wow. And so I'm like, the camera can be brutal. The cameras can be brutal. So, along with the health and also that too. But I also had a friend tell me years ago, he said his daddy told him, look at a man's waistline and his pocketbook, and it'll tell you if his life is out of control. He said, more than likely, if his waistline is out of control, possibly his finances too. And I found that to be, close to being the truth.
Man.
I guess it's a thing of discipline. Like you said, Carla, you said that you wanted to get rid of your debt. You wanted to tidy up your house. You want to tighten up everything once you control one area of your life. And I think that's what he was saying. So many aspects, though. And so I know we're trying fiercely to find different ways to get this word out. And there's so many gimmicks, like Cortina said. There's a lot of gimmicks out there. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Lose weight fast. We want to do everything fast. You know,
right?
If they came out with a pill that got rid of all the fat, it would just kill the market.
Oh, somebody be a billionaire.
Yeah,
billionaire, because everybody wants that.
Yeah, like I know that when I was at the gym, that there was actually a guy. He's like, man, I got some stuff that'll help. And I was like, what? He was like, some HGH. I said, that's steroids, bro.
Yeah.
And so I had people coming to, bodybuilders coming up to me saying, man, this is how you do it. You can use this stuff called Decker. And, it shreds the fat off of it. I'm like, oh, my goodness, what is all this stuff?
Drugs.
So it's just so many things. And hopefully I'm not giving my college students that are listening any ideas. Don't be on the internet talking about, I'm going to get this.
No.
So, because that stuff always has its repercussions because it's going to affect your heart, lungs, kidneys, or something.
Yes.
It always affects something. So, now, Carla, what do you do with vitamins?
Vitamins, supplements. So, I take vitamin B12. I do bee pollen, and the reason why I like bee pollen is those little seeds. I'll put it in my like in the morning before I work out because it goes straight into your bloodstream and it gives you an instant burst of energy. So I love bee pollen. Yeah, you get it. It's in a little jar, and you just shake a little bit of pollen onto your apple and peanut butter, and it's great. And it doesn't have really any kind of taste, so it's fine. So I take that. I take vitamin E. That's more for my skin. And what else do I take? I think that's it. I don't take a lot of vitamin D. And MS. Is it MSN for your joints? What is it? MSN, Mario? Do you remember? It has a yellow. I think it's MSN, right? So I take that for my joints because I'll be 48 this year, so it's not like it's not like
she don't look 48,
super.
Does she?
No. Wow.
Yeah, I will.
Beautiful.
I'll be 48 this year, so I'm just trying to keep it together as long as I can, and I want to live a long time. And another thing that I want to do is I'm not a vacationer. I'm a traveler, and the difference between vacationing and traveling is when I get to other countries, like I really want to be able to walk around the city and go and do like a biking trip or hiking. Like when I was in Indonesia, I hiked a volcano, and I was fit enough to hike the volcano because of all the hiking that I do in LA.
Gosh.
So I'm able to have adventures and experiences outside of sitting on a beach, sipping on, out of a coconut.
Yes.
I mean, that sounds lovely too, but I want to experience life, and I think that you do that by being healthy enough to do that. And I also want to be a wealthy woman one day, and I don't want to be sick and wealthy because that's no fun. You know, so yeah.
Now, I know you said you wanted to share something. I didn't mean to cut you off. Was that what you wanted to share, Carla? That you right before I cut you off?
It wasn't. What I wanted to share was you were talking about gimmicks, and you were talking about, people getting caught up in quick fixes. I saw this girl on Instagram, a beautiful fitness trainer, gorgeous, fit, beast mode, like just bad. And I saw her, she was working out with one of those masks, those masks that they put on to help with the lung capacity and your VO2 max, all that stuff. So she was training, but she's an athlete. So she's training, she's doing the battle ropes, like she's going in, she's doing burpees and, the weight ball and all of that. And then on the bottom of the comment, somebody says, oh, where you get that mask? I want one of those. I'm about to start back working out. And I'm just like, do you know that you can die? Like, if you don't know what you're doing and you are putting on one of those workout masks that are, really like trained athletes, and she tells the person where to get it, and I'm just like, we need to stop trying to jump on what everybody else is doing and looking at people and fitness trainers who have these perfect bodies and, oh, girl, that's going to be me in the summer. No, it's not. No, it's not. Follow somebody that makes sense, that you can actually do the kind of workouts that they're saying that you can do. Like, you're not going to instantly go and, like, this lady was jumping up on the couch, on the end of the couch, and jumping back down and doing burpees.
Right.
Oh, I need to try that. No, you don't need to try that.
Yeah,
no. Stop. Just stop. Get a photo of you at your best self when you look the best and felt the best, and use that as your inspiration to get back to a part of your life where you felt good about yourself and how you look. And if you don't have one because maybe you've never looked great to you or you never felt like that, find somebody who has your kind of body type, who's doing great and looks great, and use that as your motivation. All of us ain't going to look like Serena, Beyonce, whoever else, is out there, looking great. And, it's just not going to happen. Oh, Angela Bassett is bad. Now, she bad. She bad. She bad.
That's my body. That's what I'm looking for.
But her nutrition is so on point. Her nutrition is, oh my gosh, love her.
I do.
Well, guys, we're coming towards the end of the show. We got 10 minutes left. Man, it's been inspirational. Carla has me want to go jog right now because she's about to go jog.
Do it.
And so, I feel like I just feel like those Cortina just doing some push-ups, just getting it in, and so. And everything, but I know that's just only half of it. We had, Carla gave us nutrition tips, also how she started her weight loss journey to her better self, and we also heard about Get Your Sexy Back, and so all this stuff has been inspirational. I hope that you guys can use it. So, this last couple of minutes that we have, Carla, anything that you have going on? I know you talked about your 60-day, I forgot what you called it, 60-day journaling. Where you're making, talk about that, and also how people can reach you and any other projects that you have going on for the rest of the year.
Yeah, so GYSB Movement is who I am on all my social media platforms. So on Instagram, I'm GYSB Movement. Twitter, I don't do a lot of tweeting, but I'm most active, I would say, on Instagram and Instagram stories. So follow me, say hi, please say hi. And if you heard about me from this show, please tell me that too, because I would love to know. I was really excited about doing the show today, so I thank you, Mario and Cortina and Shay. And then I'm also at www.thecarlapalmershow.com will take you to my Facebook page where I host the Carla Palmer Show on Sundays at 5. We are currently in hiatus, and Season 3 will be starting up soon. I don't have an exact start date, but I'm getting the lineup now to have people on that show. So I'd love to have you guys there. That's www.thecarlapalmershow.com. And if you're interested in being a part of one of the 16 people that we're taking, my brother and I, my brother is a year older than I am, and he's really into health and wellness too. And I think we're a great team. We really help and motivate each other. If you want to be a part of that group, you can email me at thecarlapalmershow.com. You can find me there, thecarlapalmershow at gmail.com. Sorry. thecarlapalmershow@gmail.com is where you can find me and let me know you want more information about that 60 days of food, fitness, and inspiration. And I will give you more details about that. And that's it. On LinkedIn, if you are a professional and you want to follow a fundraiser, I'm Carla Palmer on LinkedIn. I work with foster youth in L.A. County, raising money for a nonprofit. I've been there for 15 years. So I run their corporate and community engagement, all of their corporate and community engagement endeavors. That's it.
Awesome. Carla has a lot going on, and that's, I know, like I said, I envision her being on one of these talk shows, The Real, one of them. The Real, one of them, The Sister Circle, one of them. It's going to happen. I can see it happening. So, good deal. Good deal. Cortina, what we got going on?
Yes, sir. I am an author. I've written 2 books. On Earth as It Is in Hell is my fiction thriller, and I have a psychological thriller called The Sounds of Silence Are the Loudest. You can find my books and also the movies that I will be in coming up on my website at www.cortinajackson.com. I have also started a podcast called What's on Cortina Jack's Mind. And it just gives people an opportunity. It gives a platform for different people. I've had, some different guest authors. I had a guy who's incarcerated, just anybody, the domestic violence victims. So connect with me on my website if you would like to be a guest. I would love to have you. Again, I'll be filming The Family starting this weekend, so be looking out for The Family. And I'll be in a short film called The Things We Do for Love, where I will play a woman who has problems with weight. It's something that we talked about this because I will play the part of a mother who has a daughter who has anorexia, and I, too, suffer with some weight issues. So it's going to be interesting to play these characters that we talk about on these shows. So follow me on all social media. I'm on Facebook, Cortina Jackson. I'm on Instagram at Miss Tina _the writer. That's MISS Tina _the writer. I'm also on LinkedIn at Cortina Jackson. Forgive me, I'm losing my voice because, as I said, Texas is bipolar. So today it's hot, tomorrow it's cold, and so if I have a voice left, reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. Yes.
Awesome. Say I host Coach Shay on. She's not here right now, but Shay is going to be doing a actual webinar at the end of April. It's going to talk about effective communication, love language, abuse, staying in relationships too long, and roles as a wife. And this is going to be on a webinar in April. Go like our page, Live Your Best Life, on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow Shay by Coaching by the Word on Facebook. You can look her up. And to find me, what I've got going on, I'm actually started a nonprofit called Take My Hand. Take My Hand is a nonprofit that I'm going to be using to help homeless and hurting men. I'm going to be helping out men that are in desperate crisis situations to help them get back on their feet. And it's called Take My Hand. It's a nonprofit that's going to be in coordinates with Spring Eternal, which we spoke with not too long ago in Oklahoma City. And so that's something I'm going to be doing. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. I am Mario B. Choice on Instagram. And then my Facebook page on my new one is called Mario Bobbie Choice. Now, my middle name is Bobbie. I don't know why my mama did that. She didn't put a Y. She struck it like a girl, but it's Mario Bobbie, Bobbie Choice. And my sister told me I better not change it because my mom was deceased. She was like, well, she had a reason. I was like, I don't know what the reason is, but I'm changing that IE to a Y. So that's what I have going on. But I'm really excited about Take My Hand, helping out men, taking them to another level. I definitely have a heart for homeless men because I've been in homeless situations before, and I definitely know what they feel like. And you guys, we just thank you so much. Carla, it has been a pleasure.
Yes,
it's been a fun time, inspirational, informational, motivational, all the O's that you can think of that we found out on this actual actually radio show. We thank you so much. Guys, continue to live your best life. Do everything you possibly can. We all are gifted with talents and gifts, and God has placed you here for a reason. You have to live a life poured out. Live your best life the best way you can. We thank you guys so much. Love you. Peace and soul, people. Love you.
Yes. Bye.